George Kilpatrick, New Inspiration for the Nation. We celebrate people that we feel good about. And as part of our leadership series, we're asking key leaders in the community to answer this question. What is their personal positive script that they use to achieve and maintain their goals and aspirations during these times, or what some say is trying times? We're joined now by Onondaga County attorney Gordon Cuffy. Gordon, welcome to New Inspiration for the Nation. And Gordon, what is your personal positive script that you use to maintain your goals and aspirations during these times, or what some describe as trying times?
My personal positive script is faith. It's belief that no matter how difficult the times are, that a higher power will see you through. I have a belief in God, and I believe that no matter what difficulties I face, that I will overcome those difficulties and not just survive but thrive, because that's what God wants me to do. And that is what my personal script is. My personal script is, I believe that everything is going to be all right, almost like the song.
And so is this something that you tell yourself no matter what you're facing? Is it something that you already know because of past experience? Is it something that no matter what's in front of you, you just believe it's going to work? Is it? And do you tell yourself, Gordon, you've been here before, this is how you know that God's got me, God's got my back, and so that's how you know?
Well, you know what? It's funny. You don't always tell yourself. Sometimes you know. But I got to say that when times are particularly hard, when difficulties are particularly stressful, when you are facing a particularly high mountain, that I do find myself going back to saying it to myself and repeating it to myself at times when things are more difficult than others. But on a day-to-day basis, yeah, I feel that way. But when I really get under stress and there are really large difficulties facing me, I sometimes stop, take a moment to breathe, and then tell myself that it's going to be all right.
You've been in many situations where you've been the first African American to do the things that you've done. In so many of those instances, what is it that you think allows you to have that confidence to do the job that you are called upon to do, especially in a position that you have now, being the first African American to be the attorney for Onondaga County, which is in upstate New York?
Well, as I say, I have it's belief in yourself. I do believe in myself, but that belief is fueled by a feeling and a sense of not being alone in the struggle, faith and family. Sometimes I reflect back on my parents and think about what they would, neither of which are alive now, and what they would do to help push me through. That's all part of it. That's what helps me to keep going, to keep trying to achieve. I always challenge myself too. Throughout my career, I've always challenged myself to do something a little bit more, to go a little bit further, to try a little bit harder, and I have generally succeeded. And so that feeling of success based upon that faith that I can get it done has always driven me.
You grew up in a neighborhood where, well, there was two things. First of all, you talked about, what did your parents tell you? You said that I always think about what my parents told me. What did your parents tell you?
My parents told me that if I worked hard, I could achieve and I could succeed, and never let anyone, my mother used to say, you must believe in yourself first before others believe in you. So always believe in yourself, always work hard, and you can achieve.
And then you grew up in a neighborhood where if someone were to take a snapshot, the fact that you would rise to having a career in law enforcement, people would not expect that. They would expect you to be in the lineup, not looking for suspects, but they would expect some of them, if they were to take a look at the neighborhood.
Yeah, I grew up in a rough neighborhood in Brooklyn, and a lot of the people I grew up with went the other direction with regard to law enforcement, et cetera. But, I had family. My family worked hard to make sure that we stayed on the straight and narrow, and I was able to overcome some of the obstacles in your way. Growing up in a neighborhood where like I had to run home from the train station from school every day, things like that, But I overcame those things, and that has had an impact on what happened to me afterwards. I became a DA. I became a DA because I wanted to help the people in communities similar to the ones that I grew up in. I felt that even though I lived in a lower income neighborhood, most of the people who got up every day, went to work, paid their taxes, and I didn't feel that they should be subject to people trying to make their lives horrible by robbing and stealing from them. So that had an impact on what I did in my life. Now, you say I'm law enforcement, now I'm the county attorney, and primarily my job is not law enforcement, though there is a family court aspect that's somewhat prosecutorial, though I don't consider family court prosecutorial. It's our job in family court is to look out for the best interests of the child. So right now I am a municipal attorney, involved in civil litigation, et cetera, as the county attorney.
What's next?
What's next for me is I've announced my candidacy for Onondaga County Court Judge. I'm currently seeking the Democratic nomination, and I'm hoping for some support to do that. It's another challenge. It's another challenge in my career, which I'm hoping to succeed at.
Gordon Cuffy, Onondaga County Attorney, George Kilpatrick, New Inspiration for the Nation, answering the question what his personal positive script is that he uses to maintain and achieve his goals and aspirations during these times and trying times. Summing it up in one word, you said faith and belief in yourself.
That's correct.
New Inspiration for the Nation.